Hi, Tony. Mike Dagger for Lucha Libre Online. So I wanted to ask you, you already have all of the pro wrestling hardcore fans on your side with AEW, right? What is your plan for the casual fans to bring them over to AEW to be able to watch your product, right? And also, I have a question on top of that, is what is your plan for your Spanish viewers and your Latin American viewers to be able to give them more of AEW?
That's a great question. Let me take that one first, and then let me go back to your first. So your first question was a little bit broader. So come on, let me ask you your second one, and then I'll ask your first one again.
Yeah, the second one was, what is your plan for the Spanish viewers?
Yes, absolutely.
And Latin America to bring them more of AEW?
Absolutely. So I'll take that one first, and then we'll go back to the first.
Sure.
So we're trying to put the content out in more places. Obviously, now we have a great deal with Space and Warner working with like different partners for distribution. And that will come back our great deal with Warner Media and how great a partner they've been for getting our product across to the mainstream. I think I'll come back to that in the first question you asked also. But I think to connect with that audience, obviously it goes back to the same subject that you're talking about. And it comes from pushing a diverse array of wrestlers throughout tonight. And definitely it included a lot of great Latino and Latino wrestlers. And Ty Conti, I just mentioned, what an amazing match. It's no secret, her boyfriend, Sammy Guevara, is the TNT champion. He was victorious tonight in the Tornado Trios match that I thought was an excellent match. And on the other side was Andrade El Idolo, who was a tremendous wrestler. And Andrade El Idolo and Sammy were both involved in a match on Rampage on Friday night. Speaking of which, on live Rampage, that was one of the best TV matches you're going to see this entire year. And it was only March, so it's still early in the year, but I'm going to say that that's a top TV match, and they really delivered. And in addition to them, there are a number of other wrestlers, of course, the Lucha Brothers, great champions. Very unfortunate Phoenix getting hurt, especially as high profile of big stars. He's been from us from day one, and a great World Tag Team champion, and his brother Penta, and a number of other great stars, and also from building young developmental, Daniel Garcia. We talk about building for the future. Daniel Garcia, one of the top young stars, and I think he, and it will keep developing a diverse group of talent, and also trying to put it out more places and trying to make the shows better and put more features and more content out there, if that makes sense. And I'm always looking to bring in new stars, and all the people I named are people that are important. And I think there's some other ones too that, going back to your first question then, which is a broader question. Yeah. How do you get the content into the mainstream? Well, it's great. I think we're doing things. We're working with media partners, and there's obviously some of it is being here with you, right? Because all of you put stories out, people read these newspapers, and it brings in new fans and online, and all of your various sites and blogs and all the content you are putting out helps us. So it's why the media is so valuable to AEW. I think the great support that all of you give us by checking out our shows and giving us a fair chance to put out really good wrestling, which we try to do. So that's a big part of it, is all of you. And speaking of media, like, we have one of the biggest media companies and one of the biggest companies in the world at disseminating our content domestically and internationally. We have some of the top partners. So I think internationally, ITV, you couldn't ask for a better partner in England. In addition, Fight TV, all available all over. But for the mainstream, ITV is a great platform. TSN is a channel that people watch and can do. And then here in America, where the lion's share of the revenue is made, we have a great relationship with Warner Media, and that's where TNT and now TBS also. It's so good for us. So speaking of what you said, we had a great audience on TNT for many years. And because that audience was so good, they gave us a second show on TNT. And then we were able to move to TBS, and now we have a flag landed on both channels with Dynamite on TBS and Rampage on TNT, plus another Battle of the Belts, which was our first one, was very successful, and there's more Battle of the Belts on TNT. So by being on such a big channel, it's helped us create an interest in a wrestling company in the mainstream that there hasn't been in a long time, because there hasn't really been another wrestling company that had this kind of TV deal in 20 years.
So all you guys are needing is a streaming service.
I can't comment on that. I think there's a lot of things happening. It's a great question. And that's very fair too. And that would be another great thing, because with TNT and TBS to add a streaming service, that would be wonderful. But that's not all up to me in terms of, I think there's a chance to work with the great media partners we have and hopefully create something. And now going back to what I said about Ring of Honor, now I would own a great library, and I think we've created hundreds and hundreds of great hours of content. And now, on top of that, we're adding thousands of hours of also great content. So it's a great opportunity. So I think streaming service would be good. Excuse me. But I can't say for sure. It's not 100% in my court, if that makes sense.
Appreciate your time.
Sure.